It's bedroom makeover day. Hi everyone, I'm Marianne. I make videos on simplifying motherhood through decluttering, meal planning on a budget. And in today's video, we are doing a mini makeover of our bedroom, our master bedroom. So I live in Canada with my husband and our two kids, 3 and 4. And we've lived in this house almost 4 years, I think. And our bedroom has been a bit of a mess. Nothing overboard, but we wanted to keep it simple, functional, beautiful, and somewhere we actually could relax at the end of the day. I hope it gives you some inspiration. I'm gonna try to give you as much detail I can. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay guys, here's the before. As you can see, the elephant in the room is the color of the room. When we first moved in, we've been here about 4 years, almost 4 years. And when we first moved in, this was a little boy's room. So you can see we did have plans to paint at one point. Our bed is totally fine. Like I like our cushions, I think. And our bed is just like the box spring on and a mattress on a frame, but it kind of, the window frames it as a headboard, so that's kind of what I like about that. I love our bedside tables. We have one dresser that fits everything, and that's going to be one of the big changes. Big thing that will be changing is the paint on the wall, and then in here is our closet. It's like, I guess, a traditional closet, but the setup is terrible. The doors are so hard to open, they're so squeaky, so stiff. And my goal is to have, we kind of use it, kind of don't, my hair extensions. The plan is to remove all this, like kind of take out how it is set up right now and move the dresser into here. And then we'll have to rehang like the poles for the clothes. So we'll still have poles, but maybe in a different configuration. So we're still kind of working on the details with that. So the plan right now is to do like curtain doors, basically, without making it look like we live in a college dorm. So wish me luck on that. And the plan is just so that we can have more floor space over there and just kind of a more open area. So I'm not sure what I'll do with like decor, if we'll put anything on that wall, but okay guys, this is our before and let's get started. Okay guys, so the painting, the actual painting and like finishing touches of the room we did over 3 days, like a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But this was our prep day, which we kind of did like weeks before the painting and everything. We did 2 main things here. We did the light, which you're seeing here, and then we did the closet, like the change of the layout of the closet. So these were 2 things we felt like we kind of do like within like a morning and with the kids around. So I know that painting was a bigger job, but this is something you could kind of do just like on a quick Saturday morning. So the light, you'll see we did that. We got that used on Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace, for $45. It ended up being from a friend, and we love it. So we kind of were on the fence. Like I wasn't even obsessed with changing the light, but once I did, I was so glad I did, because this made such a huge difference in the room. Like I absolutely loved it, and I still love it today. So happy with that change. And then you'll see the second thing we did, as I mentioned, was the layout of the closet. So originally when we talked about taking the doors off, we were going to get a barn door, have a barn door installed that went across like that whole wall and closed in the closet. But we realized it was just gonna be it just wasn't worth it. It's gonna be so expensive and such a rigmarole, because it was such a weird size door. Like we had to get a custom made. So we ended up not planning on that. We ended up planning on doing the curtain, which I mentioned in the intro. However, what you'll find out is we end up actually leaving it open, which sounds weird. And I never had planned, I would never have dreamt it, but all we did was slip in the dresser and put the rod in it, and it's so easy. We never have to open a door. It's so easy to access. We keep it so tidy. I'm just showing you here that the closet in general was in rough shape. Like it didn't have any trim. There was like a weird piece of wood on the side. Overall, it was just a terrible closet, and this was like the biggest impact for us, like functionality wise, was changing this closet out. So we just took everything down, and that's what Scott's taking down right there, was like the rail that the doors went on. So we just took that down, and all the closets, emptied everything out, and I ended up being like so happy we did it. And you'll see no idea what Annie Rose is asking for a coat there. Not sure what she's doing. Okay, so these these kind of cupboards, I guess you'd call them, we put those on Marketplace. We sold those. We sold the light fixture in the ceiling. We sold a lamp, and we also sold a mirror from this room. So 4 things, and all of that money went towards the amount we paid for the reno, which was under $400. I think I'll put out the description below, but I think it was like $394 we spent total. Okay, and you'll see too, spoiler alert, we end up putting all of the clothes in and then realizing we need that pole to be like half an inch higher or something, like an inch higher. So we ended up doing it that morning too, just because it would bug us, and we had the tools out, so we ended up doing it. But wish we had measured a little bit better before. But anyway, you'll see us kind of contemplate and decide that we do rechange it out. But totally worth it because I absolutely love it. Okay, this is officially day 1. So this is a Friday, and this is early. Like, Scott had the day off from work, and this was before I even went to work, and we just prepped that room. I think the kids are downstairs eating breakfast at this point. So we just tear everything down. I took those curtains down. Side note, I washed those, and I wouldn't recommend it. Those are like the blackout ones, and I don't think I was supposed to put in the washer. They're fine, but I wouldn't recommend it. So the main thing we did today on day 1 was just prep the room, which if you've ever painted, you know, takes half the day. So we ripped everything off. I got rid of everything, taped everything, and we did 2 coats, or I should say Scott did 2 coats of primer this day, which was super satisfying to get done. It's one of those kind of tedious days, but kind of where a lot of the initial work happens. So you'll see I just took all the bedding off, got everything out of the room. Watch here for a funny, not funny moment where I get that all rolled up. Oh, and it unrolls on me. So, anyway, we put everything downstairs or into the kids' room and just got the whole room ready. I don't show him actually doing the primer, but you'll see this is him sanding that area where the closet door was. And then all we had to do is, I think he filled a couple holes, and this was just cleaning so that he could clean the baseboards and everything to get ready for the taping. All right, guys, and day 2 was all painting. We did 2 coats of the actual paint. So as I mentioned, we did 2 coats of primer on day 1, and so day 2, which was a Saturday, was all painting. So we didn't really do much else other than just those 2 coats of paint. We tried to keep it somewhat of like a normal day. So this is really early in the morning. I got in there and just did 1 coat, and then we let it dry and did another coat later on. The color we chose is Gravity. So it's basically a gray. I do love the color, like I really do, but one of the biggest reasons I chose this color was because it's the same color as the other 2 bedrooms. So it's like not a massive house, and the upstairs is 3, like we have 3 bedrooms up there, our room and the 2 kids' rooms, and they're both already that same color. So I like the idea of having it all cohesive upstairs. So that's why we chose the color, but I do love it. So I'll add that in the description below too, so it's there, but it's called Gravity. And you'll see, so satisfying to watch this go down. And this was Scott doing the last, so this was later in the day, and he was doing the final coat, which felt so good. This is when we really started to see the room come together. Felt so awesome. Okay, the one other thing I did do on day 2 was spray paint these registers or vent covers. I just did them black. So the one was in rough shape, so I did it, and then I wanted the other one to match. And I'm so happy I did. I did not follow the instructions. I did not sand them before or anything, which I should have. But they still turned out awesome. It was super forgiving. So I would totally do this again. Day 3, guys. This is the final day. It felt so good. So you can see in the room now, you can we've taken all the tape down, colors on. I didn't mention before, I did the curtain rod as well. I spray painted that black. I was on the fence about it. I just thought I wouldn't bother. It was like a silver, and I'm so glad I did. It kind of coordinates everything together, and I totally love it. Again, so easy to do. And then I just gave everything like a big clean. After I vacuumed, I had to do some mopping too because I got some white paint on the floor, which I always stress about, but then it comes up so easy, I find, water-based anyway. And then we're putting everything back in the closet, and as I mentioned, we left that open, which still absolutely loving it. And we got the dresser. That dresser is like an old IKEA dresser, but it works great. It's still totally fine for us, and I actually don't mind the look of it. I know it's old, but something, it just doesn't bother me. Like, we have that same IKEA dresser in different sizes in the kids' room as well, and I just love it. Again, like, it's not expensive, but I love it. Vacuuming this rug was so satisfying. It had been under our bed for so long, and it's like you could never really get at it. So this was like a very small but super satisfying moment of the whole makeover as well. That rug we originally had in the old house in Leo's room, in like when it was like a nursery, and I love it. We got it from Home Sensors, the equivalent of like Home Goods if you're in the States, I think. So you'll see the curtain rod. One thing I'll mention, I have like a decorating friend, Leslie, and she always says to hang the rods right up to the ceiling, regardless of where the window is, and I always do, and I always end up loving it. So a couple things to mention, guys. Again, the budget I'll put down below, under $400. Our main kind of work days were 3 full days. I ended up buying a matching lamp to match the other one. The paint was definitely the biggest part of our budget. And I actually ended up removing some of my throw pillows because I was just trying to kind of simplify life, and they were starting to drive me a bit crazy. And I'm again, this is weeks later, and I'm still like loving less cushions. Like, I do love a good throw pillow, but it was bugging me. So now I already had the dressers. You'll see these lamps. Secret, they don't actually match perfectly. If they were side by side, you could tell, but you can't tell in here. So I'm good with it. These curtains, and the reason I should mention I use these are like darkening curtains. We don't have a blind on our window, which one day we might eventually, but I just wasn't willing to spend the money right now, and so I kept those curtains because they do a really good job of keeping the light out, because it does get bright in there in the morning. And then the closet, my favorite part for sure. Just made our lives so much easier. I love the look of it. It keeps everything streamlined. We just have the one dresser, and it works perfectly for us. That's it, guys. That is our bedroom makeover. I hope you liked it. I hope it gave you some ideas, inspiration for your home, and I'll see you next time.